and welcome to e-learning on Noor International School, grade 11 chemistry course. I'm your chemistry teacher Fraz Anjum. In this week, we will study chapter number 19, acid, bases and salts, and lesson number 4, neutralization reactions. For the reference, we need textbook page numbers 672 and 673 for this week. This lesson will continue for 2 weeks, next week as well. So please open your book. For this lesson, our main objective is define the product that form when an acid and the base react. Think this, that what could cause the leaf to turn yellow during the growing season? This condition is called chlorosis because the plant lacks a pigment called chlorophyll. Now, acid-base reaction. What product form when an acid and a base react? Suppose you mix a solution of a strong acid such as HCl, hydrochloric acid, with a solution of a strong base such as NaOH, which is sodium hydroxide. The products are sodium chloride and water. You can see here HCl react with NaOH, arrow give NaCl, which is sodium chloride, and H2O, water. Okay, so this reaction, it says acid react with base, HCl acid, and NaOH base. So acid react with base to form NaCl, salt, and H2O, water. So you can say that when acid react with base to form salt and water. So this kind of reaction in which acid react with base and form salt and water, these called neutralization reaction. So in general, acid and base react to produce salt and water. To complete the reaction of strong acid and strong base produce neutral solution. Thus, this type of reaction is called a neutralization reaction. So means, what is neutralization reaction? When acid react with base to form or to produce salt and water. So when you hear the word salt, you may think of the substance that is used to flavor the food. Table salt, NaCl, is only one example of the salt. Salt are ionic compound consisting of an anion from an acid and cation from a base. A reaction between an acid and base will go to completion when the solution contains equal number of hydrogen ions and hydroxide ions. Remember, last week we discussed this, that the amount of H positive ion concentration always equal to amount of OH ion concentration in the pure neutral solution, or in the neutral solution, especially like a pure water. The balance equation provides the correct ratio of acid to the base. Now, take this example. For hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide, the mole ratio is 1:1. Means when the reaction going to be complete and produce NaCl and H2O with salt and water, when 1 mole of, remember how many moles? 1 mole of HCl going to react with 1 mole of NaOH. So means 1 mole of HCl when react with 1 mole of NaOH, it produces 1 mole of salt and 1 mole of water. So the ratio between the reactants, which is acid and base, okay, is 1:1. Means 1 mole of HCl must react with 1 mole of NaOH. okay, to produce 1 mole of salt and water. Now, for sulfuric acid and sodium hydroxide, the ratio is 1:2. So you can see here, 2 moles of the base are required to neutralize the 1 mole of acid. You can see here, H2SO4, 1 mole needed, 2 NaOH, 2 moles needed to produce the sodium sulfate, which is salt and water. Okay, boys, why? The reason is, you can see H2SO4. So sulfuric acid, diprotic acid. So how many H positive ion in 1 mole of H2SO4 sulfuric acid? 2. So we need 2 OH ions. Okay. So NaOH, how many OH ion contain in 1 mole? 1. So we need, that's why we need 2 moles of NaOH to neutralize this acid, which is sulfuric acid. I hope you understood. Again, one more time, listen carefully. In H2SO4, how many H positive ions, or you can say H positive ion going to donate? 2. Good. Because diprotic acid. Okay, here you can see NaOH. In NaOH, one molecule, leave this 2 for a while, think only NaOH. In NaOH, only one OH present. So one OH with one H positive going to be neutral. But there is no, or there is no NaOH or no OH ion to neutral the another H positive ion. So we must need 2 OH ions, and this is the only possibility that we use 2 NaOH molecules or more for this reaction. So for this purpose we can say the mole ratio for this reaction is 1:2. So it means in neutralization reaction, it is not necessary or not fixed or not constant that mole ratio has to be 1:1. It depends on the which kind of acid you are going to use with which kind of base. Okay, so here 1:2 is the ratio. Now similarly, hydrochloric acid and calcium hydroxide react in a 2:1 ratio. You can see here. So how many OH are here? 2. And how many H here? 1. Leave the 2 for a while. Just think like 1 mole. So 1 mole HCl have 1 H. And 1 mole of calcium hydroxide have 2 OH. So we need 2 H here. So what we did? We put 2 here, means we took 2 moles of HCl. And then going to be react with calcium hydroxide and then going to be neutralized and produce calcium chloride, which is salt. Okay, and water. So finding the moles needed to neutralization. The term neutralization is used to describe both the reaction and the point at which a neutralization reaction is complete. How many moles of sulfuric acid are required to neutralize 0.5 moles of sodium hydroxide? The equation of this reaction is this, which is H2SO4 plus 2 NaOH arrow Na2SO4 plus 2 H2O. So how we will do? So let's analyze first. List the known and unknown. To determine the number of moles of acid, you need to know the number of moles of base and the moles ratio of the acid to base. So known. What is known? 0.5 moles of NaOH. And mole ratio, you know this one, we discussed this, that 1:2 means 1 mole of H2SO4 need 2 moles of NaOH, and we need H2SO4. Okay, now you can see that use the mole ratio of acid to base to determine the number of moles of acid. So this is the mole ratio, okay? Means 1 mole of H2SO4, we need 2 moles NaOH to neutralize it. So what is given in the question? 0.50 moles of NaOH. So NaOH is given, so I put it down here. So moles of NaOH. What you needed? Moles of H2SO4 on the top. Conversion factor, simple. So mole of NaOH going to cancel with the mole of NaOH, and we know the ratio is 1:2. Multiply and divided by 2, it will give you 0.25 moles of H2SO4. So does the result make sense? Because the mole ratio of H2SO4 to NOH is 1:2, the number of moles of H2SO4 should be half the number of the moles of NOH. Why are acid-base reaction called neutralization reaction? Okay, why acid-base reaction called neutralization reaction? So the complete reaction of an acid with a base create a solution of the salt in water. This solution has a neutral pH. It is neither acid nor base. Okay, students, till this week we will stop here, and inshallah next week we will continue from titration. Thank you.